Powerlifting. Okay, go on. We're talking about the heat, and
Yeah.
you got sun poisoning.
Um, I had sun poisoning. I've lived in Florida for uh, pretty much my entire childhood, up until my pre-adult life. Um, and so the sun down there is just different. I was actually there last week too, and I got destroyed as well. Um, but I got really bad. Like
Like, how bad are you?
I was
How like
playing
were you?
I was playing
Did you get
football
like the
at the
fluid and
time.
everything afterwards?
Oh, dude, I was throwing up.
Mm,
I was bedridden for like
yeah.
3 or 4 days. Um, yeah, I'll never not like I didn't put it on my face this time, like sunscreen. I put it everywhere else and I was good. Um, but my face is just destroyed right now.
Isn't it crazy? Literally, the sun could like full on send you bedridden, and you don't even know when it's happening. You don't realize how bad it is. Dog, one time in my 20s, me and a bunch of the fellas went to a resort, and our room wasn't ready yet. So we went to like the beach. There's a beach bar. I literally had like my luggage and everything on me, and we're just wearing shorts. Ripped my shirt off. I'm like, fuck it, let's have a couple cocktails and wait for this thing to get going. Like, wait for our rooms to be ready. In a couple, I swear to God, I remember looking at my friend 45 minutes later, I was already drunk. And it was like, all of us were. And I remember 45 minutes later, we're all looking at each other like, holy shit. We're like, what happened?
Oh, it's
We're not
gonna
going to
be a
last the
good
week.
trip.
And we're not going to last the week. It was wild. And I remember passing out on the beach, waking up because like we're like so drunk and waking up and I was murdered. The sun murdered me. I had no sunscreen on, bedridden. It's horrible. This is on
Dude, it's
vacation, man.
so, and my mom actually, she had, I don't know if it was like, she had to go to the hospital. She had to get fluids put in her. They had to put like some special ointment on her body. She fell asleep in the sun. So she
That's
was,
it.
and it was like hours. And, I don't know how long it was, but I wasn't there. But she had fallen asleep. Someone didn't wake her up. So it was hours she was out there just cooking. And so, yeah, literally cooked her, and
It's crazy.
she
It
had to
does
go
it.
to the hospital.
The craziest thing is while it's happening, you don't know. You don't know how bad it is until it's too
Yeah,
late.
exactly.
By the time you know it's bad, it's too late. There's
Yeah,
nothing you can do about it. It's about you hop out the sun at that moment. It's like you're still cooking. It's coming home. You're
it's
about to
bad.
find out just how bad it got.
Oh,
You
it's
ever hit the
bad.
story? They have tanning oil you could put on to help your skin tan.
Yeah,
And like there are some people out there who just don't get it. And a lady put fucking cooking oil on in tanned. Dog, yeah, yeah, she cooked. Dog, like third
literally
degree
cooked.
burns all over her body. My man, there are
Ugh,
people out there. It is the
ugh.
wildest.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm telling you, these Australian sunscreens are the shit, and they go on and they don't get all greasy and like whatever. I put it on like every day. Once
let
the
me know,
summertime
man.
comes on,
I
you
need
can't tell.
that.
I'm gonna hook you up.
I
This is like
need
the
that.
squishy shoes. I need a promo code for this. This is like the squishy shoes. I still get people hitting me up for those squishy shoes to this day. Like, hey man, I just heard that podcast with Shell, and Shell's like, I still do too, man. I'm like the squishy shoe guy now. Like people see me and they're like, can I ask you something? Yeah, I fucking don't have the link on me. Please Google it. I don't,
Oh my
I
God.
don't have to look for it for you. Um, they're called recovery slides. They're
The
phenomenal for your
recovery
knees,
slides,
hips.
yeah. I've seen them.
Recovery slides.
They have I think canes, canes, cane
Is that a
footwear or
brand?
something. They're really big here. I don't know. Here in the
Oh,
US. I don't know if they are
oh,
in Canada.
they are every day. Look how thick that fucking. It's like
Oh,
walking
okay.
on marshmallows,
All right.
Playboy. I squish a bunch of marshmallows, and every time I make people wear them when they come to my house, and they're like, I need to buy a pair. I'm like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And this is around the house. I won't walk on a floor without squishy underneath my feet.
I'm
And then,
curious. I'm
uh,
curious about this. Have you like, so I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking. Do you think that your feet, when you're wearing like recovery slides, for example, do you think that if you wear them all the time, maybe you're not as strong, like your feet aren't as strong? And so,
I'm not sure.
because I've thought about that with like squatting, for example, right? Where, because I wear slides all the time. And I've thought about like, man, maybe if my feet were stronger, I could maybe be more in control of my squat if I didn't wear like
Here's the thing.
sandals or
Well,
something.
I for sure started getting knee, hip, lower back pains. I started wearing recovery slides. And then my shoes, even the ones like I wear, like that Sheffield, like leather shoes, nice ones, the
Hmm.
soles are squishy soled recovery slide shoes, or
No,
special ones.
yeah, I've seen them.
And I never have had an issue with my back, knees, hips since. Um, on the flip side, when I squat, I wear Chuck Taylors. When I so like I think like the like if I'm weightlifting, walking around there, and any of like the other stuff, like I think it gets work. Like as long as you're doing shit. And let's say you didn't weightlift in chucks or flats or whatever, probably a different deal. Eventually that shit's gonna catch up to you. But you were hours weightlifting. I gotta think it helps even it off. I don't know.
Yeah, I would hope. I would hope so.
You gotta think
Um,
so, man.
because I think about how maybe like if my shins, for example, were maybe stronger on my calves, like my base would be stronger. And I don't know. This is just like I'm delirious right now, maybe from the sun. But I think
Just
about
sun talk. This might be the sun talking. But let's
it
talk.
might be. I don't.
Let's do a half hour on
Hey,
calves.
this podcast, it's gonna be a wild one. You don't know what's gonna happen right now. Then you
Shins and
start
calves. Shins and calves. The secret to squatting. Let's get into it.
exactly.
But I don't know.
Any of the physio nerds out there, if you guys know anything about like feet being strong or something, let me know.
You know,
I'm
there are
curious.
people who are like, I guarantee you, there are people who are the full on, gotta have no shoes, walk barefoot. It's the way you're supposed to be.
Yeah, I like I've seen that, right? And that's kind of where I was alluding to. I didn't want to get like too into like the Liver Kings. You know what's going on with Liver King, bro? Have you
Fuck.
seen that?
What the shit? This guy
What is
lost his mind.
happening?
The Liver
What is
King and the
happening,
correlation,
dude?
the Liver King and Steffi Cohen, apparently.
It's Steffi
It's the,
Cohen. Oh
what
my
the hell?
God. I like, did you see the memes of Steffi Cohen? That shit is
Have I?
hilarious.
Have I
Oh
you
my.
open Instagram. This is the weirdest because I had way back in the day, King of the Lifts, like 2017, 18, 19. I had Steffi Cohen on, like repeat guest back in the day.
Yeah,
Like
she would hit me
she
up
was
all the time. Like we were cool. Uh like I would go to Florida and like chill at her gym sometimes. So
no shit.
yeah,
Crazy. It's wild. And now, fuck, I don't know what the hell's going on.
I don't know either,
In like
man.
making mainstream for all the wrong reasons. And yeah, you get memed like crazy. And then the Liver King talking about he's gonna like what's he was talking like crazy, he's gonna kill Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
But dude, the Liver King looks like a literally an 85-year-old man.
yeah,
What
dude,
the hell
it's
happened to the
so
homie's
bad.
face?
I someone sent me a meme the other day. Oh my God. I
We're gonna talk
don't,
about sunscreen. I gotta give him some sunscreen, Playboy.
dude,
What
he's
the hell
bad.
happened to his face? He's
He
never
is
seen sunscreen before in his life.
no, he no, he hasn't. Dude, hold on. Someone made him. Oh, all right. So you know the guy that is like reverse age, trying to reverse age.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got sent this the other day. Oh shit, hold on. My background, like you can't see.
I could see the one on the right side.
Yeah, hold
He's
up.
going
Oh my
backwards.
God. Someone sent me that the other day. I was dying. I was dying. Oh my
Wait,
God. I'm
what
like
meme page was that?
subpar,
Subpar. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, lifting
He's the
memes.
one destroying Steffi Cohen right now.
That's who, yeah, that's
And
who I
Liver
was
King.
looking at. I was like,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
someone sent me the Steffi Cohen thing, and I didn't know what was happening, but then I started seeing all the memes, and I was like, damn,
God
that's not
damn.
good.
Gotta
Uh,
just hop off social media and just live a normal life
again,
after that. Just gotta be like, okay, that's a wrap. I'm hopping off social media. I'm living a normal life. Let me just fly under the radar. Most people in their day-to-day life, they fuck up, you don't hear about it.
was it her new boyfriend? Because before it
Uh
was,
yeah, I know I haven't like super researched it. I'm just seeing the memes
Okay.
for the new one. All I know is like the memes and shit.
Yeah.
The
Same.
other one was like crazy wild. The other one was like the wildest. Things went sideways and afterwards it got worse with some of the stuff. Like some people, you just want to tell them like you got to stop. Don't talk about it. Don't try to put a new twist on it. Just whatever. Like this isn't how you do it. Trust me. Yeah, I know what you're trying to do, but you're not going to end up where you think you're going to end up. You got to stop now. And like you will have meme pages who are like, oh shit, keep going.
Dude.
You're making it worse. It's it happens. You see it.
Oh my God. Like I
Some
got memed like a shit ton when I was when I was down and out. That's what I meant is like they were kicking me when I was down. Um but I mean I guess it comes with the territory, but it like I feel for Steffi, but when you do it twice, it's like
well, this is different. Steffi's a little bit different. It's literally, I haven't done all the research, so I'm not going to get into it. But there's literally like, this is like a legal, there's a
yeah,
whole different. With you, it's an athlete who it's like someone who watches the NBA and says, "Oh, okay, I hate LeBron James," and they go at LeBron. If LeBron's like says whatever, they're going to go at it. That's totally different than say Taylor Atwood got charged with
yeah,
whatever. Like this
yeah,
is it's a whole nother that's a
yeah,
whole nother
that's
level.
true.
That's why, yeah, it is what it is. Um, but yeah, yeah. Did you I'm assuming you watch Worlds and everything?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Well, what was your impression of the 83s?
Oh man, my impression of the 83s. Um, First I 100% thought Joe was going over 900.
Oh,
Um,
really?
I thought so. I thought he was gonna do it. Um, it surprised me that he came in at the 890 level, and it looked like a limit, like that was his limit at so I don't know what that was. I did listen to the podcast between all three of them with Jurins and Ade. And so it was yeah, everyone was asking me like, "Oh, what do you think? What do you think?" I'm like, Joe's winning. Like I had hands down Joe was going to win. I think his top end and execution even with Matt Gary in Jurins' pocket, which was interesting too that I saw he wasn't coaching Ade. It was someone else. So look, nothing against Jurins. I just don't think his top end is where Ade and Joe is. So I just didn't I thought yeah, it was weird. I thought Matt Gary was gonna be on both of their kind of helping. So I'm sure he had some type of influence on the attempt selection for Ade. Um, but yeah, that was interesting. So first with Joe, I 100% had my money on him. He came through. So
Mm,
I was happy that he got his first world championship, and he brought it back to the US.
mm.
But I was surprised by the performance. I thought he was really going to go over 900. He did say that there was potentially he got sick or something.
Can't
Um,
remember now, but
but yeah, I think he got sick, so maybe that impacted him some. But it's that international, man, that international stuff. I like he was talking about how it didn't impact him, but I'm like, you were there for a week. You said you were getting 10 hours of sleep. Like if it didn't impact you, then
why did you,
why
yeah,
didn't you go over
you
900?
you did do less. You didn't do more.
So
I,
I
I
just I didn't
here's
understand
the
that.
thing. For some reason, certain people always sometimes it's a chest out pride moment. We're like, nah, I didn't even feel it.
It didn't
Didn't in
phase
fact
me.
didn't notice it. Whereas Eric Helms comes on as like, let me tell you something. Circadian rhythms, like this is science, huh? Like this isn't like this is real. Time zones are real, circadian rhythms are real. It is science. This isn't like people are talking like, nah, I don't think it's true. I don't think no, 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 no. It's true. Now you could do whatever you want to combat it. Maybe you came early, maybe you whatever the hell you did to rearrange your sleep schedule, you got on track and it worked. But the point is you had to do that. And not everyone adjusts their sleep very well.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me to sleep when I'm at home, let alone things like that. I get through it is what it is. But when people say it doesn't make a difference, it for sure does. It's real. Like this is it. This isn't a question. This is
Right.
science. And yeah, to your point, yeah, like numbers routinely. I think it was Pete who posted a couple years ago totals at nationals and totals at worlds, and like
Oh, you
the
you just
percentage that
follow.
go down is like across the board.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like no, guys, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Usually you
Yeah.
don't hit PRs at worlds, but you try to win titles, and that's good.
Well, so for example, like I've hit a PR at Worlds every year. So I don't know. I don't know. I
You
don't know.
can
Yeah, I don't know.
put it this way. One could say if that Worlds was in the US, maybe your PR would have even been bigger. Doesn't
Maybe
mean
it
you
would have
won't
been
hit a
higher.
PR,
Yeah.
just maybe yeah. But you can yeah, I mean, for sure people hit PRs at Worlds. There's no question.
Yeah. But like when I'm a huge advocate for anything international, expect some type of drop off. I don't know how
Mm.
much, but expect some type of drop off. We saw that happen with Joe. So that was surprising. I thought he would 100% come in at least 900. I thought since he had about 8 more weeks, roughly 9 weeks to train, maybe he could put on 5 kilos. So I was thinking at minimum he would have some to spare in the tank with 900 since he had already done it. But yeah, it was surprising. And then Ade, I thought, man, he pulled it off the ground again, third dead, and just couldn't. He did the Sheffield again. He just couldn't lock it
That's
out.
exactly what he said. He's like, I'm getting tired of coming in, of getting tired of that shit. Missing the last one by an inch. He's like, that's getting old quick. It's only happened twice, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's tough.
it was tough to see that because I don't have anything against Ade. I think he has nothing but like he just needs to figure out how to get that execution down, especially on deadlift. And then Jurins came in. I think he looks strong in terms of his training from what I saw on Instagram. Um, so I don't know why he came in where he did. I thought he was going to be in like I really thought he would be above 870. Um, it was just yeah, it was so my roundabout. I was impressed uh because Joe was at least able to hit above the world record
Mm.
and demolished it. It was but like I thought it was going to be in that 900 range and I thought he would go for it anyway because he's got that chip on his shoulder. Uh, and then I knew Ade was going to come in trying to pull for the win. I thought that was like it was going to be that those three on the podium. Um, but I know Ade pulled for the win, so it bumped him off. But nonetheless, I thought or no, Jurgens got second, and then Ade got third, right?
But he fell right out of it. But here's the
He
thing.
fell out. Okay.
It was so like, I mean, I think Joey B said it best. He's like, some people will look at the scoreboard and be like, oh, you won by like 50 kilos over Ade. Like you demolished Ade. It wasn't even
Yeah,
close.
no,
And
no,
then,
no.
and Joey B said, no. I won by 1 inch.
Mhm.
1 inch. That's how close he came to beating me. That's how close it was. It was actually 1 inch. There's a difference. When you look at the scoreboard, it lies. Just like Carlina and Cranen, the spread
Yeah,
ended up being like 17 and a half kilos. No. Carlina won by like 1 inch, right? Like Cranen also, same situation, pulled and got close. Like it wasn't no Hail Mary. It was right there. So it's like,
yeah,
it's no, that was close right down to the last deadlift, right down to lockout. That's how close it was. If you just want to read the scoreboard, fine, but you're pretending.
right.
You know, you'd be a hater trying to discredit somebody. At a 100% was neck and neck with Joey B. How much before we talk about the future with these fellas? How are you relieved in that Joey B goes on to win the world title after the battle you guys had? I think it gives it a little more prominence. Now he's a world champion. You look back, your podium are all world champions. The battle you had, as opposed to if he went to Worlds, got like bronze. You're like, fuck, I
Yeah.
went toe to toe with this kid. Like, I thought he was the future. That's why that battle was so magical. It's the future, and he's like, well, he was the future bronze medalist. Like, you'd be like,
Well, yeah. No, for sure. Him winning like helped at least my story of
for sure,
what I did
for sure,
at
dude,
nationals.
dude, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, to your point, if he would have got like second or third, it's like, all right, we got to change this system because I should have been there and
Yeah,
like
he like,
what's going
damn it.
on here?
Yeah, and
Um,
it gives better light to your battle. Like
yeah.
people will now remember your battle of 2025 is like that's the year. Like Joey went on to be a world champ. Like this was a significant battle that led up to that. It helped prep him for worlds and everything, right? So yeah,
Well, yeah, and I also think the turnaround time, because if I had to say, like, I was really unimpressed, uh, just given that the our nationals was in April and we only had an 8 week turnaround to Worlds, whereas Ade and Jurins, they've been training since the end of January, I think it was,
mm,
um, since for Sheffield. So like you have 5 months to put on like some decent kilos to your total and you didn't. And so I don't know. And those guys are competitive, man. I hate what Jurins does. He
what's that?
downplays everything, and I hate it. I
What do you
hate
mean?
it.
What do you mean? Who's he
So
downplaying?
he
He's
like the
sneaky. You gotta be careful.
competitiveness of
He's
this, like
sneaky. You gotta be careful. What do you
oh,
mean?
him
Like
and him
himself?
and him and Ade, they both like it's just like whatever.
Nah,
And
it ain't whatever though. It
it's
ain't.
not at all. It's not at all. They like, man, because Jurins will, the first thing he said to me, what did he say to me? I'll remind you. On the podcast when we were on, he's like, oh, I'm the only one that beat Russ. I'm the only one that beat Russ.
Yeah.
And so if Jurins, if you're listening, man, like stop downplaying. You're not competitive. This isn't a like we need to be boys and blah blah. You're the man,
He loves
just
it. He loves it. He's
don't do
because
that. Stop.
he's sly, he's sneaky, he's sneaky. He's got some
Yeah,
good
he
jabs in there.
downplays his
Him and Addy, it's hilarious when they go back and forth sometimes. Like on that podcast, they're going back and forth a little bit.
yeah.
They're funny.
No,
Um,
I love those two, man. They need their own podcast. They're hilarious. Um, but they downplayed so much, and I'm just like, stop, stop.
although,
Um,
what do you think though, looking at it now that it is 890? And I've already talked about several people. Look, Taylor was 876. And then if he lowered his last dead to figure out where you were on that day,
yeah,
um, like I mean, obviously had 4 more kilos. You're in the 880s, right? Like 876. Could you put 4 kilos on your second dead for your third instead, or 5 kilos? For sure. I think everybody would be like, so you're in the 880s somewhere. So from I was telling people at Worlds from 880s on that day, if it was a max out day, not a competitive day pulling for a national title, and 890. Like we're talking what? Taylor's got to add 9 kilos or something, or add maybe 7 kilos to his total. It's like I'm like, because people are like, "Do you think Taylor can break the world record?" I'm like, yeah, yeah, he could put. You're asking me if he could put on 7 kilos on an 880 something. That's like the percentage wise is nothing. That's like a bench press attempt. Like,
yeah,
yes, yeah, I think he could. I mean, and then when I broke it down for them, like, yeah, fuck, I guess so, huh? I'm like, if he didn't pull for a national title in a world team spot and instead just pulled for a 9 day max out, he'd obviously be in the 880 somewhere. 890. Yes, sir. 5 kilos or whatever the shit he needs. It's vulnerable. It's vulnerable. We got to pay attention. So, what did you, when you saw 890, you were like, okay,
yeah. I said say less.
say less,
Bet.
say less.
Um, it was regardless of what was going to happen at Worlds, with totals. I'm going to NAPF in less than 4 weeks now, And I told Jason, and I've mentioned it to you as well. Like, I don't know how much longer I have in the sport to one, be competitive, and two, just life. I'm getting older. I do want to just start enjoying my kids. They're growing up so fucking fast. And so I want to give this every single meet that I compete at in the near future until this thing, I'm running this thing into the ground. Um, I'm giving it my all. And I've told you the one regret I've had was not going up sooner to 83, but I would say the second one that I really regret, yeah, I've mentioned this too, was not having the opportunity after 2021 to realize that strength again. And so we're finally getting back healthy. We're training like madmen. We're still dealing with some hiccups here and there, but it's still not like we still have, like, everyone wants to put a ceiling on me. I don't think I have a ceiling. I don't. We're just now starting to get some solid training in. And again, like, no one, everyone sees the result at a
Mhm.
powerlifting meet, but they don't see the work that is needed to get there. And other powerlifters will understand that we know what it takes to get there, but even individual, you don't even know what happened to that individual. And so, like, I don't think I've hit anywhere near the ceiling. I 100% believe if Russ doesn't go out and crush this 93 total, I think that we can 83s can beat a 93.
Hmm.
I believe that. I really do. And it's nothing against, and it's no disrespect to the 93s. It's not. I'm just trying to state a fact. And I think that we are such genetic outliers, both Joe and I, that I think even Austin, I think if he moved up to 83, I think he could out total a 93. Um, so I just like, I don't think my ceiling has even, I think I can still out total Joe. I really do. Even with, this is another thing that I also want to talk about, man, because a lot of people do give me my props, and I 100% appreciate them. But other people are just like still writing me off. And it's like, now my only sole goal in life is to beat Joe, to prove that when you're literally your whole life is just powerlifting, and I got two kids, I got a job, I got a family, I still go out with friends, I still do what I want, and I
Still
beat
train.
that motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's like, do you really need to be doing all that? Hey, go get you a real job. Hey, go get you a kid. Maybe do
Get
something
you
a
okay.
little
Okay, slow
different.
down. But
Uh, that's just like, I'm just talking shit, but I really believe that, where like I do want to show people that there is more than just power. Like, you can dedicate your life to this, and I think what Joe is doing, given that he's so young, there could be a moment, and this is a learning lesson. This is the unk in me talking to Joe if he's listening. Um, Dedicate the amount of time you want to the sport, but at the same time, don't miss out on life, man. Like, powerlifting is your life, but at the same time, there's just so much in this world to experience. And just given that he's dedicating just in life, right? Like, you're young. So in these like next 10 years, this decade that you have, you could potentially like dedicate so much time to this that you miss out on a potential opportunity because you're so focused. Um, and that's just that's just the unk in me talking, but I've thought
Well,
about that too.
if nothing else, you're proving you don't necessarily like have to because you've excelled at powerlifting this whole time while doing all those things.
Yeah.
And so you it won't like powerlifting. isn't an 8 hour job. Like people who are only powerlifting, it's like, okay, you don't have to only powerlift. You
Right.
know, you can do more. You can squeeze more into your day. You're just not, which is fine. If you don't have to, fuck it. Right. I'm not saying I gotta work. It is what it is. But powerlifting is not a sport where like there literally is diminishing returns for staying in the gym for like 7 hours. No, you're not getting better after hour
Right.
whatever. Like you could have worked a day and then still gone to the gym and whatever. Um, so, anyways, and I'm not sure what the heck Joe's situation is, anyways, but more
No.
when you get older, more responsibility is going to end up on your table, anyways. So even if he's got a career now, it's only going to augment the further up the chain you get. To your point, I mean, he's got a girl now. Eventually, you have a
Hmm.
kid, and if right now he's seeing, oh no, but Taylor in my first half of my career was my main rival, and that whole time he had a job, kids, the whole nine. So later on in life, when this happens to him, he'll look back and be like, no, 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 no. I got taught early. This isn't, it ain't over. You guys don't, you're gonna try to talk to me like Taylor. Let me ask you, if you get 890.5,
Yeah.
because 890 is the world record, right?
Hmm.
And so obviously there's a possibility for an invite for Sheffield.
Yeah.
There's some wild cards still. Freaking that'd be an absolutely like God, would that be amazing? Seeing like the 83s with you involved, like that would be absolutely
Yeah.
nuts. You guys stole the show at USA Nats. You guys in the 93. So I think everybody would die if you got that Sheffield invite. But even if let's say the Sheffield invite doesn't come, just for the sake of it, how much would it mean to have moved up to 83s and claim the world record a weight class up? It's not the
Oh,
world title, but at the same time, it's the world record.
yeah.
Like that's huge, is it not? For like the legend in your resume.
Hell yeah. And given now that I'm still the second strongest 83 ever, and we finished with Worlds, so um, it does help me in the legacy. And I was actually listening. I watched a video of like people ranking the quote unquote goats. And again, I've said like I thought I was the best in 2021, which I was at the time. Me and John Hack. And I said I was the best in tested, and he was the best in untested. Um, and so I think the legacy, I was watching the video, and the guy put me at like number two or something,
Behind
and he
who?
put me above a bunch of other like just for real all-time greats. But he factored in a bunch of different statistics, and one of them being the 83s now. And so I have the double weight class to my name. And
Hmm.
so if I could become a potential double champ in a different weight class against a Joe Bornstein or whoever else comes out of the woodwork, and I set that world record, it's not just setting the world record. It's like you have to defend that world record. So like that's what I'm hoping for. Is like if I break the world record, I'll have that opportunity to potentially like, man, I just want redemption from 2023 Sheffield. I just felt uh I, Gavin, in my opinion, stole the show in terms of showmanship at the 2023. Um, and then Jesus just like he was on another fucking level.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and so I think Jesus stole the show in terms of strength. Gavin stole the show in terms of showmanship. Keiko, he stole the show with social media with his stare down.
Oh no, that was the cameraman, and God bless. Like we
That
may
was
never catch another one
amazing.
like that again.
So like all three of those guys had like their moment, and I was just like so upset that I wasn't able to at least be a showman, right? Because I was just
Mm.
battling the injury. So I was trying my best to like get hyped up. I hit my third bench. I was like, let's go, but I was still feeling like shit. So um I was trying my best because it was the first one. The crowd was amazing. They were giving us great energy. I just wasn't able to perform. So I'm hoping that if I hit this world record, I can get a wild card invite and stay healthy, and then give Joe
Oh, buddy.
110% Taylor Atwood.
So here's the thing. Okay, because there's a couple excellent storylines. First off, your first battle at Nationals, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Everyone loved that battle, and the generational aspect of it was amazing. Um, Swolfesser dropping that like he did, Marcellus dropping that one, and I reposted it.
That
I
was
love that.
wild.
It's so well
That was
done. It's like an
wild.
ESPN. It was like an ESPN post or something. Like, did you know? Like people love that stuff in sports. And then if for the rematch, if he's the reigning world champion, you're the reigning world record holder, and you have a redemption arc, and he has a proving arc where he
Mm.
wants to prove himself amongst legends, and you want to redeem yourself from past from Sheffield. So you have the reigning world champ, the reigning world record holder, and we have a little bit of a settle to dispute. And you're not the GOAT until you beat the GOAT. And it ain't over yet. That was battle one. We got to run it back again. And it becomes like, you want to be a legend, you got to beat the legend. And he just took your world record, and now he's ranked number one internationally. But you got the world title, so we got to sort this out, don't we? It's a good storyline.
Yeah.
And then obviously Jurins is in there, so and he's phenomenal. It'll be fantastic, and everybody you tune in. But no matter, like I'm 100% in on this. All right, no matter what though, even just as soon as you do North Americans, you'll grab that title. And if you take that world record immediately right off the bat, if you retired the next day, that's fucking huge for your legacy wise to have moved up, had the battle you did, and then come around and take that world record in the 83. That's huge, man. Not many people can accomplish things like that. And it would be one of those moments where, like, how you boys like me now? Everybody wrote me off. I moved up a weight class and I'm the world record holder a weight class up. Like, I don't know. I'd be excited to see it. I mean, this will be one of the biggest North Americans with you and Russ there.
Yeah, yeah. I saw Russ was doing it too. So maybe both of us will potentially have that invite. And we'll bring something to Sheffield that they've never seen before. But it would be the 83 and 93 battle, right? Like that's why I said like if Russ doesn't come in and absolutely demolish, because I have this feeling that he's gonna come in. He's not gonna break it by too much. I think he'll break the world record.
Okay, I was
But
about to ask you.
I
What were
think
you?
he'll
What do
break
you think?
I think he's gonna break the world record. Like he's just his squat, dude, with more weight on him
Mm,
is just and his bench is blowing up too.
yeah.
So with the extra weight. His deadlift, we'll see. I don't know what that's looking like. Or he's always he's had a decent deadlift. Um, but just enough to get him by. I feel like
Mm.
in the 83s now. But his squat, dude, his squat is insane. So I think like he'll squat a world record. He'll demolish that. I think he'll bench well into the twos. Like, don't be surprised if you see like a 210, maybe 215 bench from him.
His bench is what at Sheffield. It improved so much. It's
So
great. And that was an
much.
83.
Yeah.
His now he's a larger human being.
He's huge. I'm just looking at the photos of him and I'm like, dude, you ate the
200
other
something.
Russ.
Yeah, Russ. This Russ ate the other Russ. He's 200 something. The only thing I was thinking is, like, obviously he's gonna, like, this time next year, he'll be way stronger as a 93. He'll keep growing and keep
Yeah.
adding more and more. And like, when you first moved up to 83, you had the I forget if it was Scary Strong or whatever, the first
Yeah.
performance.
Gary Strong.
Strong, you were good. Now you're coming off injuries. It's not coming off injuries. It's not a direct parallel comparison. But I the time in which he was going to be in 83 at World Games and then announced, you know what, fuck it, I'm out of World Games. I'm going 93 at North Americans.
We gotta put a pin in that. We gotta talk about
Okay,
World Games. All
okay,
right.
okay,
Sorry.
okay. Let's
Keep
okay,
going.
okay. Well, so the time between those, he hasn't been bulking it like that long. Like his last 83 performance was Sheffield. So when people look at again just the scoreboard, they'll be like, well, from January to when is North Americans?
July 30th.
30th. Okay. So we're close to a few weeks out. So
Yeah.
from January to then, people are like, that's plenty of time to bulk. Yeah, but he was staying 83 until like not that long ago. He was
Yeah.
going to be going to World Games. So I don't know if well, we definitely won't see the true final form of him as a 93. So do I think he's capable of breaking the world record? 100%. When he's full send, give him time. Like by the time US Nationals rolls around again, he'll be huge. Is it right now? Is I'm not sure. Maybe. I'm not saying you won't, but I'm just saying here's one thing. If he doesn't, I would caution people against being like, well, we see what he can bring at 93. No, he'll bring even more. Like he
So hold
deserves
on.
a couple kicks at this.
So world record right now, I think for 93s is 9:17 and a half, right?
That's right.
So let's just hypothetically run some math.
Okay. Okay.
So
Let's do
we
some
got
math.
9:17 and a half as his total. Um, man, I'd have to look at his training to see what is his, because I think he's hit 355. Didn't he hit
Hold,
355?
hold up. I got Instagram on here right now.
Yeah,
Wait,
he
boy, I'm
hit
gonna pull this up.
355.
Yeah.
He all right, so he's got a he's got a 355 squat. And I don't know, let's just
He hit a
say he's
he hit
feel
what's 452? He benched 452 2 days ago.
that's 205, I think.
205. Yes, that is 205. So and I mean, let me see how easy it was. Yeah, he's this is a long ass edit.
Yeah.
Yo,
Look,
he
I even if he hits, all right, so if he hits 355, which he's already done, like he moved it really well, right? And he think about he's fatigued. He hits 205 on bench. All he's got to do is hit 357 and a half on deads.
oh really? And that's a 205 bench. He'll do more than that.
Right, that's what I mean. Like if he hits 215, let's just say, he all he has to hit is 347 and a half, which
Oh
he's hit
fuck.
350 in the gym.
Yeah, and he's a 93
He
now.
hit 340 for two. Like
Dog.
if he can hit that 355 at
Yeah,
deck,
yeah.
that is like it's just his squat is just it was the same thing in 83. He hit 338. Like what the fuck? So I really believe that he can hit 355. Like that's all he has to do. And even if he has to just hit 210 on bench, I think he's got a 352 dead in him. So
Right. This is 100% possible.
like I
And
mean,
this is him now. By the time,
right.
look at if he does this, if both you fellas do this, first off, you got to take pictures together and blah blah blah. It'll
Oh hell
blow
yeah.
up. People will love it. But if both you guys break the world record of North Americans and both you guys go to Sheffield, the 93s, the 83s will be absolutely bonkers. Everyone's gonna love it. And I'll freaking be crazy. You two OGs from
And
2019.
it would be
Coming,
wild. It would be wild, man.
he's capable.
The because like me and Russ, you were there. You were there. You were there. If imagine me and Russ in the warm-up room at Sheffield.
Mm,
They better put us if we get the invites, they better put us on the same warm-up platform.
hold
Because,
on. Oh
dude,
yeah, you would at Delaney's gym. You guys would be vibing together. It'd be crazy.
it would be insane. Like
I need mics on. I need mics around there,
I
cameras around
told
there. You
oh,
two on the same platform would be amazing.
I told Russ, I was like, bro, he didn't say it was because of me why he went to
We
uh
knew.
nationals. Uh like
We knew.
I was like, Russ, I need this energy at fucking Nats. And he came up like he made it a specific like thing he came up to me and he was saying the same shit
Really?
right before Nats. Like I was hyped as fuck. So if uh if we go out and execute, man, and we get these Sheffield invites, I'm asking right now. I'm gonna ask Pete who or
Break,
whoever
break
else.
out break out your 2019 US singlets from that Worlds and be like, that's right, fellas. The OGs are back.
Hell yeah. Back, baby. We back.
That'd be
Um,
huge, man.
that
But you
would be
guys got
that,
to get
man.
picks together. Even, like everyone's going to watch
Yeah.
this North Americans.
Oh, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. Everyone,
Okay, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I like the amount of the support that I've already got. Like I'm getting a ton of questions, and people are interested now. Like they saw what I did at Nationals. They see what the has already happened at Worlds.
Mm.
I got another shot. So I think the storylines, the calendar, everything is kind of playing in our favor. But again, I don't have even if I break the world record, it's not set in stone that I'll get a Sheffield invite. So I'm treating this as just again what I was mentioning earlier. I'm going all out. It's like I'm not promised anything. Fuck, I can get into a car accident and knock on wood, but nonetheless, like I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, so I'm treating every meet as if it's my last. Um, yeah, and we'll see how it goes, but I'm excited. I'm healthy. I'm in the right headspace. Uh, yeah, it's gonna be
Well,
exciting.
for both you and Russ, honestly, I people need to throw more respect onto a world record anyways, even if neither one of you end up in Sheffield for whatever reason. You get sick, something comes up, whatever the shit. A world record in another weight class up for both of you fellas is huge.
Hmm.
Like it's a freaking world record a weight class up. Same with Russ. His legacy goes up from breaking a world record a weight class up. Nobody can ever. It's another caveat. No one can take that away from you. It's huge, man, for both you fellas.
Yeah, it's for Russ, it's the first time he's in a new weight class. For
Yeah.
me, it's the redemption for not going to Worlds. It's just it's aligning, and I'm actually curious. How the hell did Russ get an invite to NAPF? I thought you had to get the NAPF invite through Nationals.
No idea, buddy. Don't ask these questions. Don't you dare.
You
Don't
can
you
cut that
dare.
out.
Just let
You
it
can
happen.
cut that
Just
out.
let it happen, Playboy. Sometimes you just close your eyes and you take it in, and you're like, okay, okay, okay,
I, I was like, yo, what? All right. Hey,
okay.
powerlifting guys, let's go.
Yeah, the powerlifting gods have shined on us once again, and they've given us this. Um, but yeah, it is. I like. I hope you guys do. Look, I know powerlifters, everybody, athletes, period, look to the next one or want more. But you break this world record, do take it in as an accomplishment in and of itself, not just a pathway to something else. But it is. It could be, but also in and of itself. Take a moment to be like, fuck, I'm not even supposed to do this. If people would have told you when you were fucked up at Sheffield and you had all these injuries and all that time off, and someone told you you're going to move up to 83 and have the 83 kilo world record, you'd die for that. You'd be like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Yes, Taylor, that's going to happen for you. That's waiting for you. You would die for that when you were fucked up doing like bronze at worlds with a total beneath what you can full on do. And we all know. And if you told that guy, you move up a weight class and you hold the 83 kilo world record, that alone, you be smiling, you're like, okay, good. So when it happens, it'll be one thing to be like, well, if I don't get Sheffield or whatever, I just tell you, just like you already have your headspace like this because you now know like things can change on a dime. Take that in as the accomplishment it is, how much it means. Same with Russ. He probably knows too. He's been around the block all over the place now. He's won titles, lost titles, won rematches. And I hope he just, if he takes that 93 kilo world record, whatever happens next, take that in and just be like, shit, I did it. I did it again. I did it again. I'm not supposed to be here. I wasn't supposed to stretch it out another couple years. I wasn't supposed to come back. Wasn't supposed to break world records a weight class up. And I did. Just take a moment there. And then once you hit that and sink in and enjoy it, all right, now let's see what happens. We'll see what happens after that. But yeah.
No, I'm definitely gonna take it in, man. I'm taking it in after every meet.
Mm.
Again, like I'm not supposed to where what I'm doing at my age, where I'm at. Like I hate to be the guy now that talks about their age because I've always been in denial. But I've just come to accept I'm old as fuck in powerlifting. So yeah, I'm taking it all in. I'm not supposed to be operating at this level and just even under the stresses, man. Again, everyone handles stress differently. Under the stresses that I have in my life, it's just it's a blessing. Um there's things that people were meant to do on this earth, and I think mine was just to be able to lift a lot of shit and set it down. So
Uh, they say everybody's got 15 minutes. You're at like an hour and a half. Okay. You stretch this shit right
exactly.
out. You stretch that shit
Exactly.
right out. There's no way people forget about you. Put it that way. If they're looking back at this era of powerlifting, nobody a chapter's got to be said for you if they're writing a book. It's like, all right, and then there was Kjell.
Oh man. When we were talking about eras, like don't even get me started about how many people were saying it was their era. And I'm like, oh my God, let's just not talk about, just stop. Like, just let it happen. Um, because everyone's talking about the future and this and that. And I'm like, it's great to talk about that, but like, I haven't seen shit yet. So just wait your turn. And when it's ready, be ready to strike. Um, but it's been a great ride, dude. Like, I think about it all the time. And again, I'm starting to really just um, reflect on my career, reflect on what I want my like the last bit of this ride to be for me. Um, like how I want people to perceive me as I gracefully like just leave the sport or whatever it may be. I think about that now because I don't know how much longer I have, and to be at least be in this moment, right? Like to continue, like I'm at the tail end of my era. And again, I think it's really just like me and Russ back carrying that legacy
Well,
that
well, I was gonna ask you. Well, first off, you're right. Like this, like you're talking about world records and shit like that. Like in 5 years, you might still be around, but the conversation might not be world records. It might be like, I'd love to go to worlds and podium or some shit. Like,
right,
who knows, right?
right.
But yeah, so I get your point. We're like you in your prime, where this is real. This is like
Yeah.
world titles, world records, whatever is all on the table. I was going to ask though. So Shell actually on the podcast, not sure if you had seen, right afterwards said he is no longer going to be doing 66, moving up back up to 74. He said, yeah, on his
No
live, KOTL
way.
live, he's like, I'm done with 66, the weight cut, everything. Eric Helms was on the podcast, and we were looking at Euros. And Eric Helms was saying, I'm told he had to cut for Euros as a 74. And he's like, I think it's getting harder, not easier. If I'm a guy on the outside looking in, trying to make an estimation, I think the cuts are getting harder. The impact on the strength is getting worse. And this isn't going to be like an EV situation where, well, maybe I'll do this for a few years. And he's like, but we'll have to see what happens at Worlds. Now, obviously, Shell creamed everybody at Worlds, did his damn thing, and won the world title. So he's a two-weight class world champ. But on the podcast right afterwards, he's like, what Eric said, 100% true. I am not like when I was 71 kilos and I was doing 825 in the gym. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna crush. I'm gonna be 800 kilos as a 66. He's like, it's getting harder, not easier. I'm not enjoying this. He's like, I'm done. I got my world title. I won Sheffield, won a world title.
Yeah,
Great.
what
Yeah,
else do you have
we're
to
good.
do, man?
Yeah, and he's like, so he said he's moving to 74. He's like, I'll try to give Perk hell whatever I can. Keep him honest, anyways. Keep him honest. He's like, I don't know if he's doing like 850 like Perk is gonna be or whatever, but he's like, I'll keep him honest, make sure, whatever. But he's like, whatever, I'll get to go to Worlds, I'll get to hang out with the boys, get to do, he'll still be Shell. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Shell. I don't think anyone's going to forget about him this time.
No, no.
This time there won't be kids like, who's that guy? Um, but yeah, to your point,
Damn.
I mean, Shelby, one of the OGs as well. You, Russ, Shell, but it's
Yeah,
getting tougher and tougher.
I forgot about Shell. Yeah, it's so me, Russ, and Shell. That's like,
But even Shell is like, I'm going 74, and I know as a 74, like I'm probably not beating Perk. I'm fine with that. I don't need to lift now. He'll be competitive, but he's not like he's openly like I'm not going to be like you and Russ right now who are in the thick of it.
yeah,
You and Russ are like talking about world records and shit. He knows that. So it's different, man. It
it
comes that
is.
point. So, in
Damn.
5 years, you might be in that point where you're like, fuck, yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know if I got,
maybe sooner. Like,
or sure, whenever.
we don't
That's
know,
why,
right? Like Joe could hit an absolute just like he's already done, and I'm just like, all right, I can't keep up anymore. I'll be respectable, but I'll bow out gracefully. You got it, my
yeah,
man.
yeah,
You're
yeah. All
done.
right,
You're
young man.
done.
All right.
Um,
Scares you that first year, though, huh? But you got it now.
almost got you.
You
Almost
almost
got
got
you.
almost caught you lacking though. You almost caught you lacking. There, you little whippersnapper.
Uh, but yeah, damn man, it's just crazy. I think about our ride. I think about everything, even just um, with your first commentation. What was wild is I thought about this the other day. Just popped up in my head. I think you had posted a picture on your Instagram of your first. You did like a now versus then or
Oh
something
yeah,
of your
yeah. Me
commentation.
commenting.
Yeah, at your first Worlds, which was
Yes.
clean.
Yeah.
And that was my first world championship. And when I
No.
was listening to it back, and I had like all my family listening to it, they were like, the commentators were amazing and blah blah blah. And I listened to it, I replayed it, and even then, you were like just captivating with everything that you were doing.
Well, thank you, sir.
Um, I think about then and now, and I'm like, man, what a ride!
I know,
What a
dude.
fucking ride!
You
Uh,
beautiful
yeah,
thing has been your like you have changed over the years as like anybody. Ali said famously, anyone who views the world same at 30 as they do at 50 threw away 20 years. Anyone who's the same person at 30 as they are at 40, 20 at 30, whatever, wasted 10 years. You haven't learned, you haven't grown at all, whatever. And you grew in front of the power. You went through. So we all watched, like you were part of a generation, probably the first generation, because before social media wasn't nearly as integrated.
yeah.
We watched your rise. We watched you fall to like bronze, Sheffield having to take a step back. People started piling on. We watched the rise again. And then we watched like a much more, now you're the underdog and you're a humble veteran who now is like older, wiser, and like you're what life teaches you. Guys like Mike Tyson talk about all the time. Um, Life is meant to humble you. It will as you get older. But what I loved the young Hockey Taylor who was like, I'm the best. When we needed that though. We needed like the pound for pound, not quite Floyd Mayweather's an exaggeration, but you know how he was pound for pound and he let everyone know.
Yeah.
Hey, just so we all know, huh? You guys are all champions, but I'm the 1%er of the 1%er. But you know that. And it like we needed that guy who'd hop on there and be like, amongst the world champions in this room, I'm the champ of you champs, though, right? Like it gives you flavor when we didn't. So when you talk about the commentary, before I did that, it was when I started doing it. Now it's common, it's old hat. Everyone knows it's how it's supposed to sound. That's how it's supposed to sound. Before that, people there wasn't like an excitement of Taylor Atwood rallying back and you start talking like this, or like if I see you in the wings I go, this is Taylor, it's all come down to this, and we all know it's on, you now we all are used to it. Before that it was more you have a guy who power lifts and he's like, well, I hope he does. You know what? Good for him. And you talk like that. You talk like it's a mini league baseball game, right? It felt
Yeah.
like that. It was people open up the comment section. Hey, if you have comments, go ahead and ask. I'll answer them on the, and we're having kind of like a live stream style. And it was like, what the fuck? It felt small time. The point is though, like that you, when you jump in and you level it up and be like, okay, this is what the sport needs. Same thing with you. Before you coming in here, you started talking and carrying yourself like athletes doing bigger sports. And some people weren't you ready for it because they were still thinking small and
Yeah.
still thinking like the smaller little league style. We're all here to have fun, whatever. So when you show up in that one podcast, you drop fire after the 2021 and the famous, I'm here to beat you. I'm not here to be your friend. And I was like, oh, and I dropped that link, that video, and inside the video, like hundreds of comments, goat mentality, hashtag goat mentality, nothing but goat, and everything in there. And even if you look back now, like, God, maybe was I too cocky? Was I too? No, dog, let it be, let it
Yeah,
ride.
I
You
think
know,
it
like
needs to be.
I'm sure Ali at 50 look back at Ali at 25 and he's Jesus Christ, you know, sure, but who cares? You were feeling it. And we needed someone to come around who A could back it up. Like you had all three formulas, world titles, best lifter at worlds, whatever. So you had everything. So you can do it. It wasn't like a guy who was kind of on the fringe, like, no, okay, kind of. You know, you all right. You could do it, you could back it up. And we needed that leveled it up. And then um life comes injuries, the whole nine. You lose your title, controversial calls go against you instead of for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Injuries come, layoffs, and all this happens. And then all of a sudden, the same fan base starts turning, and you're like, what the fuck are people turning on me? And then, but it's all part of the story, which makes this chapter even better. And now you're like mid 30s, family man, you know, the whole nine. And it's like, a whole nother Taylor, and we got to all watch it. And you got people in their early 20s, like I got to, who are like, fuck, it makes you more legendary, right? So when they meet you now in this part of life, they could look back at old videos and podcasts and be like, you know, it's cool. I think it's cool shit. And that's why people appreciate when they show up and you're in the warm-up room. It's like it feels like a living legend's there because people came up listening to the stories of and listen to podcasts and the shit you would say and the whole night. And they see you now and you know you're
Yeah.
a different part of life, but it's good, man. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it looking back at some of the stuff, but you can't
No,
take it away. You can't rewrite it.
no, I can't, and I wouldn't. I like if there's anything in my life that I would never do, it's I would never change anything that I've done, good or bad. Um, it's all led me to this moment, and I am very happy with where I'm at in life today. So if I change one thing, who knows what the hell that does to my trajectory, right? Butterfly effect. So
Mm,
I'm super, super happy with everything that I've done. Um, I think in the powerlifting world, we needed something more around like being a professional athlete. So, and what did that encompass in my eyes? Because I came from that background. I was a professional athlete. I played for the Canadian Football League.
yeah, the
So,
CFO.
and I was surrounded around ex NFL guys too. So they were in the show. They were there where I was trying to aspire to get to. And so I would watch what the fuck are they doing? Some of them were just absolutely gifted athletes. But then I would watch the other guys that weren't because I'm fucking 5'6". I'm not gifted in the way that I look or the way that I'm built. I've had to work my fucking ass off to get to where I'm at. So I would watch those guys and what are they doing? And I wanted to bring that into powerlifting because I was looking around and there was no one really doing it. And so what did that look like? It was like, well, does anyone have a nutritionist? Like Lane Norton at the time was kind of doing it. He was bringing that bodybuilding aspect into the powerlifting realm, but it still wasn't mainstream yet. So I was like, all right, well, let me get a nutritionist. So I did. Um, had my coach. What about like a guy that's gonna motivate you and keep you going? That was my dad. Like, yeah, hell yeah, come on, hop on. Um, and then I thought about like, all right, what else do I need? I got the mindset, I got the nutrition, I got the coaching, and then like I started thinking about, um, well, maybe we like need to collaborate with someone else because what Jason was doing at the time with training was great, but it wasn't the best. So he reached out to Ben Escrow and they collaborated. That was we had never seen that where two like really good coaches came together to coach like a very good athlete. And so we're starting to see that all around now, like people
You know what?
collaborating
The
and
humbleness on Jason, not to cut you off. I want you to keep going,
yeah,
but the humbleness on Jason to like, first off, that is one guy who will do whatever it takes to get the most out of Taylor Atwood. Like that dude
100%,
doesn't
man.
give a shit about ego or nothing. Whatever's best for you. Like he has your best interest. I mean, we've had this convo before, but I remember talking to him one time. I hopped on a video call with him and he looked disheveled. And I'm like, my man, you all right? And I swear to God, he was like, fucking Taylor's hamstring has been tight all week. And I was like, you you want to postpone this call? Like it matters to him. And he's
No,
I had a conversation about your hamstring. But his hammies are tight. I don't know. But he will do that. It's like, it's fine. I will bring someone else. And it elevated, and he didn't feel threatened by it. He wasn't insecure by it. He freaking, after he wrote your program, the 2021 one, he sent it to some dude, another part of the world, who had two PhDs on loads on in terms of like loading the CNS and whatnot. He's like, I need you to review this, like peer review.
yeah.
The guy had two PhDs. He's like, I want you to peer review my program for my athlete to make sure, just, and it's like, who the fuck has peer review studies on programs for their athletes, sending it to guys on PhDs, like reaching out to people? He, this dude, to your point, he was like you. He's like, he, for real, you come from a professional background. He is a strength and conditioning coach for the
Yeah.
NHL team. I think it's
Yep.
either Calgary, Edmonton. He for also is a professional. So that's why he approaches on that. He
Mhm.
sees teams work with teams behind them all working together to get that NHL team on the ice, like millions of dollars worth of players. Like just one of them is making millions of dollars, let alone the whole team roster. Anyways, to your point, you had that all around you. Sorry, keep going. I just wanted to
Yeah.
jump
No,
in when you got to
and that was
Jason.
it. Like I hit the lottery with Jason in terms of someone that was selfless, willing to adapt and learn, wasn't ego driven, and like that's why I stuck with him for literally over a decade now. We've been together, and he's he's shown loyalty. I'm gonna show loyalty as long as you're loyal to me. And when we lost our first two world championships, we challenged him and we said, we got to figure something else out. We've lost twice now, and it's not happening again. And he was like, all right, all right. And he had to go reflect on that, and he did. And he came back, and his solution was Ben. And so, and then that turned me into who I was in 2021 as well. So, and even now I'm getting coached by Patrick Carr. It's not Ben Escrow anymore. It's Patrick Carr, and Urban Murr. And then again, Jason brought on another guy, Zach, from Data Driven Strength.
What?
And
Really? Is he,
yeah,
first off, so Patrick Carr, met him at US Nationals. He's got some killers under his belt now, too.
yeah, he does.
There's a new wave of coaches coming up. Patrick's one of them, Urban, one of them.
Yep.
I love that these guys are getting a chance to work with someone like you. So it gives them more high profile, even more high profile. John Song is obviously emerging like crazy lately.
Yeah, John
But
is crushing it.
he got data driven strength. Like, is he a strength guy now, or is he just
No,
collaborating
no,
here and there?
he was just kind of just again peer review.
Gotcha,
Just
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah,
yeah. So it was a all encompassing. Like from my end, trying to get the best out of everyone. Like ships, raising tide raises all ships. Rising tide raises all ships. that was where like we were all challenging each other. Like, all right, we're gonna put you through one of the toughest macro cycles that you've ever been through. Let's go. It's time to get your big boy pants on. All right, fuck it. Let's rise to the challenge. And we did, right? And so it was
Mm,
just those back and forth. It's like, all right, you're gonna challenge me, I'm gonna challenge you. And so that's where I don't know what it's like. I don't know what other coaches do with their athletes now, but this was back in fucking 2018, 2019, right? Like
hmm
this was no one was doing that. At least from what I was looking at, like that was our competitive advantage, in my opinion, is we were determined, man, and we were flipping every rock and stone that we possibly could to get an answer to become the best that we could possibly be. Um, and yeah, to your point, Jason Tremblay from the Strength Guys, he he was all in for Taylor Atwood, and still is. Like, and it's a symbiotic relationship. Like there, I wouldn't be where I'm at without him, and vice versa, right? So it was just a testament as to who he was as a person, like being able to grow and learn and continue to learn and want to learn and become one of the best in his field. So I hit the lottery in terms of coaching from that perspective. He's brought on great people. Like we have Celine Crum. They coached Leah to a couple world championships in Sheffield. Celine at Worlds this year.
Jessica
Multiple
Jessica Espinal,
Jessica. Yeah, like he's he's done a great job. And so when I think about
Athlete
again
Hochiyame,
my yeah there yeah
my man's.
oh my God, I'm not gonna say it. I'll tell you after. Please remind me.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
We
not
got two
saying it
now.
on
We
there.
we got World Games and Russ, and then we got this one.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I want to say it on air just because I got
oh,
so
this is
many.
an off-air one. Okay.
Oh, this is off
Well,
air. This is off
is
air.
it okay? Okay, okay.
This is off the record.
All right, all right.
Um, but no, I think that again, I think about that progression that got me to where I'm at. It wasn't being done. I wanted to bring that into the world of powerlifting just from a professional standpoint. And then I don't know. I I think about how I approached like a podcast or what I would say. All that was off the cuff, man. Like that was just unscripted, raw. It's just who I am though. It's my personality. I've been bred to compete. It's who I am at the core. And it could be because I've just been always the smallest of everyone. So I've had to work that much harder and had to prove myself because I was always written off in every single sport because of my size. And so um, I've just always had to fight. And that's just who I am. It's what I am. And I've learned now to kind of, my dad always tells me, man, he's like, humility, humility, humility. And tell me that constantly. And because he knows,
It
he
was a work in
understands.
progress for him.
It is.
That's
It's
what,
a work in progress, Dad. Sorry. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
that's right.
You created this monster
That's
somewhat.
right. That's right.
Uh, and so I do my best to kind of bite my tongue at times. Um, but it's really off the cuff, man. And I'm gonna speak my mind and how I feel, and whatever those repercussions are, they are what they are. But some people love it, some people hate it, and I've just learned now, um, just be unapologetic about who you are because you're not gonna please everybody. It just, and that's for anyone listening here. Who cares what people think? Like if you're really if you're on like the real opposite end of the spectrum, like a Kanye West, maybe you want to take a step
Yeah,
back
take some
and be like,
feedback.
all
Take some
right.
feedback. Yeah, yeah. Am I tripping? A little bit, a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah, yeah. But that's
Like, okay. But if you're just pissing a couple people off and they're getting in your head, but you have a ton of supporters still too that fuck with like that belief or whatever it is that is in you, ride or die with those motherfuckers, man. Ride or die. And don't care about that other end. Like I don't even stiff arm Heisman uh because I'm 36 and I think about Owen a lot and how I carry myself now because there's going to be a day where he'll be able, this is all documented. He's going to be able to
mm-hmm,
go onto the internet and potentially rewatch all of these things.
mm-hmm.
And I don't want him to ever feel like I let him down or be ashamed of who his dad is, you know? And that eats at me sometimes and I think about it now. So that's why I am still competitive, don't get me wrong. Um, and I don't want to be your friend. I do still want to beat you, but
I would.
I'll still have a drink with you now. I'll go out.
You go, but now I have a drink with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll be cordial. I do want to give back as much as I possibly can to the newer generation. That's why like Joey B, he came in with such respect that there it was undeniable. I couldn't, as much as I wanted to hate him, I told him this too. I was like, I want to hate you, but I can't. I can't. Because he's just so humble. He's such a good dude. Like I can see it at the core of who he is. Like he just has this self-belief in him. Um, and that was like me. I see me in him, and it's just like, I see you, young king. I see you. And so I respect him so much because of that. Like he reminds me of him of myself. Like so
Isn't it
much to
wild?
prove.
Isn't it wild when you get to a certain age, you see a young guy and you're like, fucking, it reminds you and you remember what it's like and you're like, you know what I mean?
Dude, it's
And
so crazy.
you will give those people more grace if something happens or they say something. I'm like, and they're like, what do you
Yeah,
think? And I'm like, I don't care because you know, and you're like, yeah, give him 5 years. Don't keep to this. Don't hold this against him forever. Just relax. He's
right.
fine. Like it's true. It's whatever.
100%, man. 100%.
Yeah.
That's where I'm
Hmm.
at. That's where I'm at in life. I think about that now. I retrospect a lot. I watch what I say, um, to a certain extent. But yeah, I just want to enjoy this ride, enjoy whatever left, whatever this is, and keep it going because yeah, it's been one hell of a ride. And when I think about it, it's just like, fuck, we've done so much, but there's still so much to accomplish.
Ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. Talk to me at the end of July.
Right.
We'll see what
In
else.
3 weeks. In 3 weeks, talk to me again.
Friggin', when you were saying this, it was reminding me of, I remember Worlds in Lithuania 2024. Um, Agata had just beaten Carlina for the 76 kilo title. And Agata was talking about, I want three titles. I want the 69 kilo title and I want the 84 kilo title as well. And Amanda Lawrence and Agata hit around like 6'10ish, 6'12ish. And Amanda Lawrence was like, man, you're doing good, but you be careful what you ask for, huh? And then people had that meme of the Green Reaper knocking on the 69s, knocking on the 76s. The next door is 84. And that's Agatas the Grim Reaper. And then Amanda Lawrence clapped back with the Breaking Bad meme. I'm not the one who answers the door. I'm the one who knocks. And you oh, like right. And phenomenal. And she said she took a lot of heat for that, blowback for that. And she's like, oh, I think I overstepped or whatever. And I'm like, Amanda, no,
No.
listen to me, kid. You are, what is she, 6-time world champ now? No, Stand 10 toes down on your business. You earn this. And you know what, Amanda? If you and Agatha go head to head and she wins, who gives a fuck? You're the greatest 84 of all time. Is it, what are they going to say? You suck? Everyone eventually is going to take an L. Everyone eventually, someone's going to come around younger from the next generation. Eventually, it doesn't mean anything. Bask in the glory of being in your prime and number one, and just throw it out there. Be like, fuck yeah. Yeah, yeah. The others are running from you, but I'm not running. Come on up and come and get some. And what and if you lose, who gives a shit? Who cares? It's like 5 years from now, I'll be like, yeah, I won, I lost, I won a fuckload more than I lost. Like, don't overthink it. And if you're like confident, some people won't like your confidence. They
Mhm.
want you to don't take up less room because don't like it. Don't make yourself smaller for people who are small, and they're small and they couldn't say what you're saying because guess what? They didn't have a world title, best lifter, three different formulas, so they can't say it. And I hate that you can. They hate you for it. You earned it. Say it. Fuck them. And I was trying to tell Amanda, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Amanda. Like the 2021 Taylor Atwood didn't, right? Just like fuck it, fuck you. You know what? Actually, I am better than John Hack. I take it back. I thought I wasn't. Yeah, no, you know what? I think I am though. Fuck you. It is. Who cares? Who cares? It's all good. It's all gonna last this long, and then it's all over. Do you want to be a mouse, or do you want to be a lion? Be a fucking lion with blood on your feet, on your face, and just fucking battle until you lose a battle.
It's man, I think I've become the old head of powerlifting. Like I I think of myself as like the 2000s era of basketball, where it was like Kobe, it was Tracy McGrady, Shaq. Like they were like the Detroit Pistons. They had Ben Wallace down low. They had
Vince Carter, was he around
Vince
still?
Carter was around, but he wasn't part of that. But like the guys that were like dirty, uh, you go into the paint, you were getting elbowed, you were getting a hard foul. Kevin Garnett, right? Like talking shit.
Mm.
And now you have this new era. Oh my God, how about with Oklahoma City winning the NBA title? They showed the they showed the champagne or the finale afterwards, and the kids are so young on the team. They're like in their mid 20s, like literally all of them. So they don't know how to sell. They've never celebrated with like champagne and all that with the goggles and everything. And so they did a side by side of the 2012 Miami Heat when Chris Bosh was like pouring champagne. Bosh was doing that, and then Dwayne Wade and LeBron were in the back, like spraying everybody with champagne. And then they showed the Oklahoma City Thunder now the champagne was still on ice. They were smoking cigars and choking on the
Oh my
smoke.
god. Oh
It
my
was like,
god.
oh my God, what are we fucking doing? And so I think about that now in powerlifting with like these motherfuckers, all of them is like it's kumbaya. They all want to be friends with each other. It's not competitive. I'm not a competitor. I don't care if I win, but shut up.
Mm, not
Shut
Agatha
up.
though. I'll tell you this.
No,
Agatha,
Agatha is the real
oh
deal.
Nelly. Hey, you know what? I did a live podcast with Carlina and Agatha. And Agatha with Carlina there is like, people talk about clapping the weight class up. I was a 63. I won the 69s and I totaled the same as Carlina. And I'm obviously like way lower in body weight. She goes, I clapped all of them all the way up to 76.
She
And
said
I'm
that in
like,
front of
gosh,
Carlina.
she's ice cold, dog. But the thing is, Agatha is like an absolute, and Carlina's like a phenomenal, you know, multiple time world champ herself. But Agatha is like just it's insane. She is the level. Fuck it. Whatever.
Well,
Say whatever
yeah.
you.
Like she's
Cares?
the 1% of the 1%
Yeah.
still. Like but I would say majority of powerlifting now is kind of more gearing towards that
There's
mindset.
trends. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's trends. I like put it, but all you need when everyone gets a little too vanilla, all you need is one person to come through who's not, and who starts checking people and starts being like, and the whole thing spins all over again. Because
Yeah.
right now you have like Eastern Europeans winning the 93 kilo title.
Yeah.
And that like they're not going to be talking a lot of shit. They're confident as shit. Like don't get they have a different type of confidence, right?
Right.
But it's different. But when Russ and Keiko's not really a shit talker either.
No,
But
he's
when
not.
Russ but when Russ comes, if Russ takes that world
Oh, he's
title,
ruffling some feathers.
he'll let you know. He'll
Although
let you know.
I think Russ has kind of calmed down a little bit as well. Like he's starting to
Well,
become a
well,
hunk.
well, let's
I
see.
think so.
Let's see when he takes that world record, and let's see. Look at after North Americans, I'm booking him. I'm booking you too, Playboy. But I'm booking him, and let's see what he says. Hopefully, he's got his chest out and starts throwing bombs and throwing heat. Let's see what happens at North Americans and how everything feels. But you never know because you have some guys who can be spicy, like a Penna. He can be,
Yeah,
or put it. Shell don't back down either. If someone gets a little iffy, he'll get iffy right back. Like some people
that's
are
true.
like some people toe the line.
But in the
Some
nicest
people like
way.
I mean, Shell does not back down from Shell's funny though. On those live podcasts, there's nothing. People double back and listen to that live podcast. People are like, fuck man, Shell is really funny. And he's quick with some lines to throw out at people. If you give him a line, if you shoot a line at him, he'll come back at you, and you might
Okay.
not see it coming because he's such a nice guy. Like, oh
Yeah.
shit, no, he's quick. He's quick
Okay.
with it, man.
I'll listen.
But
I'll
anyways,
listen.
but I know what you mean. Where as a whole, it might feel a stitch kumbaya right now.
Yeah.
But you just need one person to take hold and start throwing out some weight, and all of a sudden, we let Joey B win 2, 3 titles. Oh shit, son.
God, man, I pray that he doesn't like it just doesn't fit his personality, you know? Like it would come off
He's
as like,
confident, but he's not. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I know what you mean.
it's just it would be out of character for him. But like Jurins, for example, I'm hoping like it almost feels out of character for him not to talk shit. And when he does like the non-competitive stuff, I'm like, stop, that's not you. It's not
No, but
you.
it's funny though because his version of shit talking is different, and he's such a different personality, huh? It's
Yeah,
just it's just different. The way he does it is different. He carries himself different, but he is like you need a guy like that because not everyone can be the same. Obviously, he will
right.
shit talk. He will instigate. He will, but it's not. He could do it and do it to your face, but he's not being aggressive, starting some shit. He's like your buddy doing it,
Yes.
if that makes sense. You
Yeah,
get it.
that's fair.
If he's shit talking you, it's like with a wink, like he knows, like
Right.
I'm fucking with you. Relax, like you know what I mean. Like in like the worst he's doing is well, but your depth was a little high, huh? Come on, are we being serious here? Like it'll be something like that where it's different. So I don't know, but I know what you mean. So listen, let's talk about World Games before we forget.
Yeah.
You were
World
saying we got
Games.
to put a pin in it because Russ decided, and like Team USA
Everybody.
men abandoned World Games like a
Everybody.
sinking ship. I think our Jonathan Garcia is still in there. I think, but I don't even know for sure. Everyone hopped off, and Russ is like, I got gains going at 93.
Well,
I see an
Russ, I
opportunity.
understand. Russ, I understand. I'm not,
He's got a
I'm fine
pathway.
with
You could
that.
see a career pathway. It makes sense. If he thinks I can legitimately take the 93 kilo world record, Sheffield might open up. But even if Sheffield doesn't, that's a
Yeah.
huge thing for me. Like that's a big deal for me in a new weight class. And he's right. Like that's a huge thing. So I get it. I get it. But everyone else, dog, what's going on here? What do you think about
I'm baffled. I am baffled at how many people have pulled out. Now there is the political aspect that you can potentially like throw that in terms of like people potentially being scared to go over there and just the geopolitical climate is not great. But like I know people from America that travel there constantly right now. Actually in Chengdu, there's a bunch of manufacturers, like a ton of there's a ton of business out there. Um, I'm so surprised at how many people have pulled out from the World Games and just like forego their spot because man, I was listening to Eric Helms actually. Eric Helms said, I don't think people give the World Games enough respect that it deserves because it's essentially the Olympics of powerlifting. And people are just like, if this was the Olympics, your ass wouldn't be pulling out. Like,
Hell no.
like,
Hell no.
and so I don't know. Maybe it's the Sheffield effect, or people just don't understand the magnitude of what the World Games really is. Um, but I'm shocked at how many people have pulled out because like I was, man, you don't realize how hard it was for me to not go to nationals in 2024 and just have a shot to go to World Games. Um, I just was injured. I couldn't. And so when I see people that weren't injured that got their spot that won and they say, "Nah, I'm good." That, like, what?
Yeah,
What?
we're all good here. Yeah, I got the
Wait.
family cottage actually that weekend, and I'm not going.
I don't
Like
know, man.
I okay, so Eric Helms thinks that World Games is the pinnacle. Then, if you want to talk like Sheffield Worlds, etc. For me, the World Championships is still number one, and then that's what makes
I
Sheffield so
agree.
great.
Yeah,
To win a world title is still number one for sure. And then Sheffield is the perfect complement to the World Championships. The way they have it, so all the world champions go, the closest second place finishers go, and and it's world records. So it's the perfect complement too. So that's why Worlds and Sheffield, the way they did it, you know, hats off to SBD, Pete, Ben, like they did a phenomenal job. The complementary aspect of from Worlds to Sheffield and the linkage between them and how one builds the other is worked beautifully. But it also exemplifies how World Games is out of that loop.
yeah.
There's the problem. The linkage is not there with World Games. As a matter of fact, it forces you to decide between them. And so one doesn't it's you could podium at the previous worlds the world before, but there's a world championship in between, so it makes it somewhat awkward. And make it, but it's like the entire 66 kilo podium from this worlds was different than 2024, but it's the 2024 podium that's going to 2025 world games, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like revisiting history when you watch world games. So even the time wise of it, of qualifying, is too
It was
spread. It's
weird.
too
Yeah.
it's just not, the whole thing isn't, they're out of the link. It's just not the relationship that we see with Sheffield and Worlds where it's worked so well. And then the new scheduling of Sheffield being literally the same year is going to make it even a little bit closer like that,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see why World Games doesn't quite, but there's from the athlete compound to all the different sports involved and all the rest of it. If I was an athlete that could go, I would definitely go. I wouldn't not go just for. I mean, I'd feel totally fine going to China. Maybe I'm naive, but I don't think they're going to be coming for me for nothing. I feel totally. I think it's an amazing experience. Like the travel, who cares? Like just do it. I would do it for the experience. I think it'd be
Well, I'm
wild.
curious, is I don't know if SBD pays for that travel or not.
I wouldn't care, to be honest. I would now listen, money's different. If someone's like literally legit, I can't afford it. But
Yeah.
I would sell t-shirts. I would do whatever. You could raise money. You could, and not just like
Yeah.
GoFundMe here, give me something for nothing. I've seen people sell t-shirts for international travel on things before and make like $1,000. I remember back like 2010. This is before I was even in the IPF. I went to another international meet, and I was working at the hospital at the time, and everybody was like buying T-shirts and stuff for like hundreds of people working there. And the amount of money that came in, I was like, I didn't pay for a dime. And I'm like,
Nice.
holy shit! Like it was just, people will rally and support. It's not, if you
Yeah,
put it this way, if you want
but
to get somewhere, you could do it.
you're a hustler, right? Like
I'm a hustler,
most of
baby.
these motherfuckers ain't hustlers, man.
Nah,
So
dog, they
look,
don't got jobs. They weightlift for 3 hours and they're exhausted. And they sleep 14 hours a day.
That's right. What the fuck are you doing? Um, uh, no, man, that I think that is a huge it could be the money thing. It could be like, and that's another hole in the sport as well, is like SBD is propping up this entire fucking sport.
If they
It
don't back you, you don't go. It's like what? That's it.
that, literally.
It's they're your dad. It's like, am I going or am I not going? You could find other ways. It doesn't have to be me.
It's
But
wild.
it's a
It's wild. So yeah, we have to find a better linkage between World Games and Sheffield and World now. But it happens every 4 years, so it's tough to
and they
keep
also
it.
don't care. World Games doesn't even know. World Games people, like I'm not commentating. They're not bringing me to commentate. They have their own people. They don't know World Games is like their own thing. So they don't, do they even know what Sheffield is and all the rest of it? How much do they know who the players are? Do they even give a shit? Because they have like 50 other sports.
But they
So they're
should.
just not so these other sports probably have their own caveats and backstories as well. So, but whoever is in charge of certain specific, if I'm the guy working for World Games and I'm working with the IPF, I would look, how do we integrate with you best? How do we do this best? How does this work? Let me take some time. And maybe they have, but for sure the linkage isn't totally there. Another issue I was telling Eric is I'm huge on head to heads in the same weight class. I don't want formulas. And the one issue with World Games, they mesh two weight classes together. We have some head to heads, which is fine. But again, you might total more than me, and I beat you in the same weight class because I weighed less and my GL points are higher.
Who, yeah, who decided that? Who decided the point?
Fucking, they didn't ask me. I don't know. I don't know.
Because someone
But
had, like, I pray that they
this,
asked someone, like, at
well,
least
this
they
been,
know something.
this is, they've been doing it in Equip for years. So, this is going back a ways, but they'll always
Oh, is that how
squish,
they
they'll,
have one and equipped?
so yes, there's a World Games and equipped. World Games has always had powerlifting. It just was equipped previously. This is the
Yeah,
first year where it's non-equipped. So they always squish two weight classes together. Not mad at that. You have some super fights going on, like Perk in the 83s or whatever, right? Not mad at that. That's cool. But then it is on GL points, not total. And this is where it's like literally you could have 282s, or sorry, 283s. You and Joey B could go head to head as 83s. He might out total you, but if you weigh slightly less and he out totals you by 5 kilos, you might still beat him on GL points and you win.
yeah.
And you won. And you're the World Games champ. Everyone else, it's like weird. That's not how our sport works. So it literally is outside of our sport. That's not how our sport works. And as fans of the sport, it's like basketball. We're all of a sudden, okay, we're playing basketball. Yes, we're playing basketball. One little caveat. 3 pointers are just 1 point now. Anyways, have fun, guys. This is the game. We just scored how we score the game. You literally change the entire game if you do that. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, this is weird. And I'm not a points guy. I'm a kilos guy. I like head to head. So that kind of bothers me a little bit. Still like the World Games, still gonna watch it. But I gotta be honest, in terms of like if I'm comparing World Games to Worlds, like Eric was saying, it's like, Eric, I get what you're saying. Once every 4 years, other multi sports are there. All that is fantastic. And I think it's an amazing experience. Everyone should go. But viewer wise, you can't beat head to head straight up. Let's fucking rumble showdowns like you and
No,
Joey
that's
B
fair.
and the 93s. And like you've seen it. I got to tell you, you've seen enough showdowns. You can't beat that. If there's something,
No, for sure. The battles, okay, that makes when you put it like that, that makes more sense. It's just still like they happen every 4 years.
Oh,
Um,
I love it. I still think it's amazing.
like
I'm just saying, I'm talking about it versus Worlds. What's more important? And Eric was
yeah,
saying World Games.
yeah.
I'm like, it has to be Worlds. I'm with you. It's amazing, and everyone should go. I'm
No,
still that guy.
I think yeah, I think that Worlds is still number one. Like I wouldn't call myself a World Games champion. Like I don't give a shit about that. I have world titles to my name. People
Mm.
that would resonate. Anytime you have to explain something to someone, you lose them immediately. So if I go into a room and I say, yeah, I won World Games, oh, but this is how it was scored and this is how you did it. They're like, all right, I'm fucking done. I'm done. But as
Yeah,
as soon as you walk in and you say, no, I'm a three-time world champ, they're like, oh, all right,
gotcha.
all right, cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Enough said. Enough said. Yeah.
So
Um,
I'll take a world championship over anything, even Sheffield. Um, again,
why
it's
do you
just like a
think?
feather in the cap.
Why do you think people are pulling out?
I really don't know, man. Because it's in August. I mean, it's a not like quick turnaround, but it is a quick turnaround from anyone that did Worlds. And
I'm surprised. Like Petrie. I thought like Petrie. He loved the worlds. Petrie when he's at Worlds in Lithuania, he was out like constantly hanging out, totally soaking up the moment. Like when you go to Worlds, some people don't let a night or a day go by. We stayed out till like 5 a.m. Penna,
yeah,
Leah, all the French, like a bunch of people's hanging out, Petrie and a bunch
in
of us,
Lithuania,
Jessica Espinal in Lithuania. I remember Espinal and a bunch of like a bunch of us, a crowd of people just hanging out outside of a restaurant. The restaurant closed and we stayed there on the patio till like 5 in the morning, just hanging
no
out. And
shit.
like Petrie was like so into like the banquet, he was at the Lithuanian nightclub when we were out there. Like he was like Petrie was so living the moment. He's one of those guys. Every now and then you see a few guys show up, few girls show up, and they are like, everyone's going out for dinner. You going in? Bet. Everyone's doing this, like they're in, right? And Petrie was that guy. That's why I was a little surprised. Petrie's not going to World Games because I thought he would be the guy, like he's life experience guy to me. He's like, bet, let me take in this life experience. Now, I don't know his story. Maybe there's a straight up reason why he's not. But there's a couple people on there that I'm like, didn't expect that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I haven't heard anything in the like behind the scenes as to why people were pulling out. So I was like just mind boggled at people pulling out. Like you guys, what?
Wow.
You're not going to Sheffield. Some of them are. You're not going to Sheffield. Like it's your international. You could break a world record. Like go do something. I don't know, man. It didn't make sense to me.
We'll see. And
Um,
I'm wondering what that looks like, how World Games is. It's mostly Americans. I think most Europeans are going. Like Agatha and all them are going.
yeah, right.
Shell
Yeah,
and
that's what I meant. Like
Hannah,
mostly
Shell.
Americans, and it was just it didn't make sense. Like
Well,
Crandon
I
pulled
mean,
out.
yeah. Well, you know what? I talked to her about it, and I'm like, Crandon, you like you're a social media. This is what you do. Can you imagine the content you can crush in China? Can you imagine the experience you'll have in China? All the different athletes from all the different events you're going to meet, just being in China, period. Imagine visually speaking the video you'll get, the interactions you'll have at people from restaurants to everything, how they'll perceive you and take you. It'd be a phenomenal content. I would love it's like seeing like whatever star you follow, whatever, and they visit China and they visit India and they visit. It's like I want to see that guy, that girl, and see their interactions. It's perfect. That's exactly what reality TV shows were. Was
Right,
literally just let me follow this guy around the world and as he interacts and explores new parts of the world, and then actually competes at a world event the whole nine. That's why I'm like, she's like, I don't know, I'm humming and hawing. I'm like, Crane, I think you should do it. I was like, if you could tell me a reason not to, I'm all ears.
right,
But I haven't heard besides, well, this person's not or that person. Like, I don't give a shit what anyone else is doing. The rest of the world's going. If you could tell me really why not, I'd love to hear it. All right.
I'm just as shocked as you are, man. It doesn't make sense. But
You know,
I
I'm
was just
messaging her. I'm going to message her tonight and be like, are you going? Because I thought I talked her into going.
I think she pulled out. I man, I saw something. Maybe
God,
Joey posted it.
flex?
Yeah. Or maybe no, I think I saw her post. Like I think she posted that she's not going. Um,
Right. Well, it is what it is. I won't bother
I don't
trying
know.
to influence,
Anyway,
sway her.
the reason why I wanted to bring it up is because I was just shocked that just
Mm-hmm.
people were just pulling out, and I was like,
Same,
what is happening? Um,
same.
and I don't know why. I really don't. So
I mean, this is why, like, again, you at the second chapter of your career, you'd be like, this is an experience. Well, why would I miss
yeah,
this?
that's and that I think that was what was because I have a different lens on right now. Where
Mm,
if I was in my prime and I'm like, I got next year Worlds, I got Sheffield, like I'm good. Um, but I don't know when the fuck my next like big event will be. And so if it's just the World Games, like I earned my spot, hell yeah, I'm fucking going.
hell, fucking yeah, hell yeah. That's like I was talking to Keenan. It's funny because you're talking about earning your spot. I was talking to Keenan, and he was like, I feel good because I earned my spot at Sheffield. And he was talking like he didn't earn his spot at Worlds. And I said, Keenan, you didn't they didn't just randomly choose you for Worlds, my friend. You had to get a certain percentage in terms of like you earned your spot through a meritocracy. You earned your way here, my dude. Like this wasn't don't feel like and you ended up getting a silver medal doing US good, grabbing team points, and then earning your shot at Sheffield. This was this was
So
like
this is an interest this that's an interesting topic with Keenan because he beat me by like I think it was 0.01% to
oh
get
really?
as the first reserve for Worlds. And so it's always like I don't know if that was calculated on his end because he did. I don't think he tried to pull for the win against McNaughton or anything. But I think what they did was they saw what I beat the world record by, and so they loaded up whatever they needed to just like slightly beat me to get that
Mm,
first reserve. And Jason actually talked about this, which I think would be really interesting. First, I think they need to change the whatever it is selection criteria. If anyone in a weight class breaks a world record, and they come second, I think that that should trump anyone that quote unquote wins their weight class. I believe that I think we should send 283s or 270, whatever it is, right? So that's my first gripe. Second is Jason made a great point where every meet we know that the lighter weight classes go first and the heavier weight classes go last. Why
mm.
don't we do like a lottery? So each day we don't know what that weight class is going to be, but we pick it out. So instead of the 74s going first, it'll be the 105s or it'll be the 93s. And then
To lift, you mean?
yeah, to lift. And so that'll be day one. And then day two, they'll have the lottery, whatever your weight class you're pulling from. So like you could have the 93s, 105s, and 74s on day one, and then super heavyweights and 66s and 59s on day two. That way, like it'll give the lighter weight classes a little advantage if they want that reserve spot they'll
Mm.
know what they have to beat already if someone in that heavier weight class pulls something or does something over the world record, whatever percentage. It'll give us lighter weight classes somewhat of an advantage from that perspective. So, but again, we weren't like in my situation, we weren't looking for quote unquote reserve spot. So we didn't, we were okay with 876. Like we didn't care what it was. But in hindsight now, it's like, fuck, maybe we should have just loaded whatever we needed to
No,
just,
no, 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 no.
but
You
in
Taylor
hindsight,
Atwood
right?
goes,
Because
yeah, yeah,
look,
yeah.
listen, this hear me out. So the whole me going to nationals was to potentially go to worlds. If I
No,
just
you go
put
on your
all,
shield, Playboy. No, you
I
swing
know,
that
yes,
sword.
I agree,
You
I agree.
swing
But
that sword.
I'm playing devil's advocate. Playing devil's advocate. And I can do that. So it's just the whole point was go to Worlds. Well, if I just load up, let's say, because I put up 342 and a half, if I just load up 355, for example, for a third, easily pull that.
Mm.
So 355 for sure. And so maybe Keenan doesn't have another ounce left in him, and I'm first reserve now.
Here's
Wasker
the one
pulls
thing.
out,
Here's
and
the
I'm going to
here's the
Worlds. And
here's
then
the
if
one
I go
thing.
to Worlds, wait. But if I go to Worlds, and even if I lose to Joe again, I'm second place. And what
Mm,
happens? I still am the closest to the world record of that
and you go to
95%.
Sheffield.
I go to Sheffield.
Here's the one thing. The reason why you are who you are and everyone's like and everyone love the battles because you will say no, fuck that, I'm here to beat you, I'm not here to come in second close. I am Taylor Atwood, I don't come close in second, I fucking load up to beat you and
No,
win. And they'll
100%.
be, but Taylor, you're risking worlds. But Taylor, you're risking Sheffield. Nah, but I don't risk my fucking integrity, huh? Yeah, how about that? There's pride and integrity. I swing this. I don't put my sword and back away and be like, okay, let's agree that I'm second best. I'm Taylor fucking Atwood. That's what made it. That's what other guys will do that. Other guys think like that. Other guys think like, ah, close second's not bad today. Said never, Taylor Atwood. Okay? Don't talk like this right now. You're scaring me. This
No,
isn't
you
2021,
see what
Taylor.
I just did? I did reverse
That's
psychology on you.
right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
I was
See,
just trying
all
to get you to
that's
tell
right. That's
everybody
right.
what was actually like in my
That's right.
mind.
That's right. That's right. You're like, it's better if you say it. See, 36-year-old Taylor lets you say it. It props you up to say it, so I don't have to. That's right. Already with age comes that kind of experience. Um, Fair enough. Do you know the situation with Leah by chance? I know you guys are all on the same team. I don't know if is she like I see she's lifting. Is she on the mend? Still enjoying time off? And do you know a situation there?
Uh, I respect her boundaries and kind of her relationships with both Jason and Ben as her coaches. I don't pry too much. If I want to ask, I ask her directly. I don't ask Jason or Ben. Um, but the only thing that I just support her decision, whatever that was. I didn't ask. I don't pry. I just say, hey, I'm here if you need anything, because I've gone through probably what you're going through. Maybe not to the extreme because she's talked about suicide and stuff. I've never been down that path, but in terms of dealing with injuries and like constant battles and stuff like that, and like it weighs on you. And if you're not at like really mentally tough, you can break. So I just said, look, I dealt with it. I can help you if you want it. And so I'm here if you ever need to talk to anyone. And that's all I left. And we DM and we talk and everything is good. She seems like she's in a happy place right now. But I don't know anything outside of that in terms of what her plans are, what happened. I just know that she was injured and it really took a toll on her, and she just needed to take a step back. Potentially what I did. You're starting to see, man, maybe I started a wave. Um, Panna took a step back, Leah taking a step back, Shell's
Echo
now.
did. Came back stronger than ever.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it was needed. It was needed what I did so that others could flourish, you know? I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know the whole story about what happened with Leah. I'm not going to speculate either. But yeah, I think that if I think it was injuries and then just her mental was not there, and she needed to take a step back. So
That much she's been forthright with saying everything what you just said in terms of injuries and then mentally just checking out. But here's the thing: when injuries mount and it becomes like painful, it's not your escape where let me get to the gym and do this, and but it's actually the gym becomes a source of pain and frustration, and then a competition rolls around. So pain, frustration, you're not where you want to be, and you know it. And you're going to a comp because everyone's like, well, you'd be crazy not to go if you can go. So, like, all right, let me show up not at my best. And then I wonder how this is going to go. And you're not going to have the performance you like. So then, and then you're open to public scrutiny now. Okay, good. Now I felt shitty, was roughed up, unmotivated. And now people are who are waiting for me to have a shitty day are like, oh, good. Yeah, they had a shitty
Well,
day. So
well,
it's like,
yeah. The
yeah.
the one thing that I will say, because I'm just gonna state facts, and that's all I'm like, it's not speculation. This is just what I've seen. This is what has happened. In 2023, first Sheffield, Leah was hurt and she didn't perform to her best. At the banquet, so there's this grand banquet afterwards. We all meet and we went to this castle. It was a
That was awesome.
beautiful, like
Yeah.
it was amazing, right? You remember that? I'm wearing a turtleneck with a suit. Like we put on like our best clothes. Leah comes in a hoodie and like Gymshark shorts.
She'll do that though sometimes. Sometimes she'll dress up. Sometimes she'll wear a fucking
But
onesie.
so that was the first Sheffield, right? And then fast forward to 2024. She put up 107% and she just got beat by Agatha. Agatha put up 109% of the world record total. So like, but Leah was healthy. She and that's the happiest. Like she was at then, so fast forward to the banquet. She pulled up and like she looked sorry, Ben, but I don't know who her boyfriend is, but she looked beautiful. Like she was dressed to the T. She had a beautiful dress on, and she was dancing crazy, like happy. And you would think like, oh, you just lost. Like, why are you dancing? She's just happy that she got to perform at her best. And
Mm,
I empathize with that, and I relate to it so closely because you guys will never know. Like we're true competitors, man. And when you can't compete at what you know is your best, that's all I wanted at Sheffield. I just wanted to be at my best. I don't care if I won. I just wanted to be like, I got to be the Taylor Atwood that everyone knows. And that was the frustrating part. But when I came back in 2024, saw Leah do that, like you could see the contrast.
mm.
And that's what I think has kind of transpired now with her is she just can't deal with these injuries as much, and it's just taking a toll on her physically and mentally. So
Yeah. And again, like other people like yourself, Kaiko, etc., have taken the step back, come back,
yeah,
and freaking stronger than ever. So yeah, take a step back, take all the time you need. Let the injuries subside, let the pressure go off. Once you announce you're stepping back, people stop saying, "Well, you're crazy if you don't do this. Well, if you're crazy if you don't do that, you have to go to this meet if you qualified for it." And you keep showing up. The injuries never go away because you never stop training. The pressure, the frustration, everything, and you're like, stop being this isn't as fun as it should be. I want to enjoy myself. So yeah, if she takes a little bit of time off, she's young, she's extremely talented, and a lot
this
of
is
you guys have done it before.
yeah, and this is actually a good topic that we could talk about is knowing when to step back. Um, because I think what the catalyst was for me was I couldn't bend down to pick up my son. That's when I
Mm.
knew I needed to take a step back. Like that's how much pain I was in. Like I couldn't even bend down to pick up my 10-pound son. And so I was just sitting there and I was like, this is a reality check. Like, what are you doing? You're at the time I was 33, 34. And so you have a whole life ahead of you. Like, what are you doing? And now you have something else to live for. You're not just living for yourself anymore, for your wife or whatever it is. It's like you're living for someone else. And so I think that was like my moment where I just got to get healthy. Fuck powerlifting. I just got to get healthy. And that's kind of what helped the decision to like all right, just take a step back. And whatever that is for you, if you're dealing with the same thing, like if you're young, and I know a lot of us are, like if you're below fucking 50, even 60, like you're young. You still got a lot of life ahead of you. So take a step back, man. Take a step back. It's okay. And even the ones in their 20s where they're like, no, this is it. This is my life. I gotta do this. No, you don't.
Mm.
Know when to take that step back and be okay with it. And don't think that you're missing out on life. Don't have FOMO. It's like you're just again, you're taking a step back to take two steps forward. And that's what I learned at least. It was very hard in the moment to take a year off, almost a year and a half. Um, but like I thank myself. I thank that Taylor that made the decision to say, you just have to get healthy, fuck powerlifting. And once I started to fall back in love with the gym again and like everything just kind of transpired and it was like a snowball effect where it started out small and then you get win after win after win and it just like mounts and you have all this momentum for you now instead of all this momentum working against you. So that's my 2 cents on like knowing when to take a step back. Um, it's okay to do that no matter where you're at in your career. You could be in your prime. Just it's okay. Get healthy. Um, because we know that when you are healthy, you're the best. So just remember that and make that decision. It's easier than you think.
It's that balance between, okay, dude, like it's totally different to like pull out of world games just because, like whatever this
Right.
wave of pulling out is, or no, like if I show up, ask yourself, the big kicker is if you show up, are you going to perform at your best? How close to your best are you going to perform? Are you going to be upset that you did it? Like, are you going to walk away like happy you did? Or are you going to walk away like you're going to be upset? You're going to be pissed off. You're open to scrutiny now and in the whole nine.
Hmm.
You're like, this is, and it's going to be a cycle. You're not getting better because you keep pushing through pain and you're not giving your body time to heal. You put like almost, I don't know the exact numbers, around 100 kilos onto your total from Worlds 2023 to Nationals 2025.
Yeah.
Like you just think of that stat in terms of difference between when you're hurt and when you're not hurt. Like Sheffield performance to Nationals performance is like 100 kilo spread. You're a different human being
You
because
are.
you,
Think about that, man. That's
yeah,
such good perspective. You're a different human. You really are.
yeah. If you take a step back, listen, man, I'm gonna let you go. We're getting close to freaking 10:30 on a
Yeah.
Saturday night. God bless, dude. I love when I knew we weren't gonna cut it small. I was like, man, we're starting late. We're gonna do at least 2 hours, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But we got to double back. Let's talk after North Americans. Let's
Yeah.
let's regroup. Let's take a look at everything. You could tell me about Russ and the whole nine. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We always do. And we'll talk about I'll have Penn on as well. We'll talk about World Games and what the hell he's going. I want to talk to you about a couple other things, but let's save it. Let's save some of these items because Penn is moving up, Shell's moving up, people are moving weight classes and
Yeah.
whatnot. And you
Yeah.
you are like now a poster boy for you don't have to move down, you can move up. Russ might be too. We'll see. Russ is yet to, but anyways, you went the opposite direction and be like, no, you're and like some people move up because they're naturally like Joey B, young guy putting on muscle mass. Yeah, but that's normal. You move up. I mean, late stage, late stage, the third act of this movie.
Yeah.
And people are usually looking for a second revival to extend their career. Usually they're like, if I move down and retain my strength, and you actually went, now kill that, I'm going up. And you got bigger and stronger than you ever did your
Yeah.
whole life. And some people are doing that. And anyways, I want to talk about that with you, but maybe it might actually better. Let's wait till after North Americans, anyways, and
Yeah. That's
that'll
like
be
that.
the
Yeah.
talking.
I like that. I like that topic. Yeah, no dodging here. We
Yeah, yeah,
always take
yeah.
the hardest route, baby.
Hardest route, Playboy. But anyways, dog, love you. Thank you for coming on. We'll be
Love
in
you too, man.
contact. And for everybody listening, as per usual, please do subscribe, give us high ratings, and until next time, six pack Lapadat, six up, and we are out.